So my name is Helen Lumba. I'm a member of United Solutions. In United Solutions, we do garbage collection. Once a week, we collect solid waste from the households and take it to our site where we do the segregation and separate different materials from the collected waste. After the collection of waste from the households, United Solutions Waste Group has a site where we take our collected garbage and segregate the waste that we sell to the aggregators in our community.
Kisumu is the city that is having several slums. We have various youths and also women working in those slums. So youths in Nyalenda are the youths that are really are facing a lot of challenges in terms of unemployment, because Nyalenda host is one of the major slums within Kisumu County. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yes. Are there some challenges that you faced so far?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges actually. First, when I started with the BSF structure, we only started with the prototype, but then again we realized that we needed machinery, we needed manpower, we should not have right now. Number two challenge is community accepting that project. They have not even welcomed it because they are seeing it as if we are doing something that is out of line. The BSF, as you know, is an insect, and it looks like that insect found in the toilet. So the community is wondering, hey, somebody's keeping such like insect. When I speak of the demo farm that we are constructing right now, you know, we are moving to climate smart agriculture, and in that aspect we also want to cover urban agriculture, because we are in the urban setup. It is an urban setup, and it's also in an informal place. So we want to utilize the small space that we have in a good way. We want to use the small space to increase production and to ensure food security in this setup that we are in. So you really.
My name is Raymond Odhiambo, the CEO of Wolferts World, also the founder. So Wolferts World started in 2015, and we started as a social enterprise and then moved into CBO from last year, 2023. So our organization is a group of young women and youths who are passionate about climate change activities, narrowing down to issues of environmental conservation. So our intervention majorly in the community, I mentioned, is to ensure that we clean our lake, and that is the menace that we've been having. The biggest is water hyacinth. So we ensure that this weed are removed from the lake, and then we recycle the weed, including the water reeds that it's normally a menace around the lake. We are basically having a pillar at Lake Victoria, Bring Back Lake Victoria. So we clean Lake Victoria by removing all the hazardous waste products out of the lake, and then reuse them, turn them into meaningful artistical products that are sold for economic stability.
So as SUSWATCH Kenya organization, we've been working on issues to do with environment, climate change, natural resource management, sustainable land management. And so one of the key programs that we've been working with under the Voice for Just Climate Action came up with a program known as the Alternative Voices for Climate Change Advocacy. So this project was to give the citizen 100% voice when it comes to decision making and implementation of the climate change policies and policies within Kisumu County.
In AVCCA project, we undertake several activities with the youths and women. And the first activity when we commenced the project, we were to identify the youths and women within Kisumu County. Specifically, we are working in 8 wards within Kisumu City, where we identify youth and women that are doing climate change related initiatives within the county.
So one of the things we've been doing as a project is that we've been able to invite 5 World Climate Change Planning Committees, and we've taken them through on what is expected to do with issues to do with climate change, what is expected of them, what is their role through this project and program. And then through this process, we're able to involve our youth and women to be part of this conversation. So then they can also be able to now have an exchange dialogue. And through this meeting, then we came to realize there's need for us to have enhanced conversations on differentiating between the 2% of the annual development plan and the flocker that is coming. And we also did a training need assessment, where we also came to realize that the World Climate Change Planning Committees are not much appraised in terms of structures of how they are supposed to discharge their mandate from the procurement processes, and how will they be able to even implement the identified priority investments, and what key knowledges do they need to know to also undertake these processes moving forward.
So the program for Alternative Voices for Climate Change Advocacy have made the community members, through capacity building youths and women, to be able or to be conversant with the county budget or the budget cycle and the right documents. And they are able to know by this time this document is being passed in the assembly, or by this time we are required to do this and this. So that's what much the AVCCA have done.
When we were introduced first to the program have had two programs. One was for livelihoods, for groups, and one for advocacy. So when we realized that maybe in the community there are some people who are vulnerable. We have the youth, the women, people with disability. So they said that maybe they wanted their focus is maybe to focus on those people who are vulnerable in the community, the youth, the women, and the people with disabilities. So when we came in the first meeting, I think the first of the youth were represented, the women, and the PWDs. So after that, we were trained on maybe how we can engage ourselves back to the community in terms of climate activities and programs. Because as the climate change was becoming a new concept, maybe it was really affecting the community. So we found that maybe youths and women were not being involved with the different partners and stakeholders, including the county government. So their main target was maybe to target the youths, where maybe the youths can be involved, they can have space in maybe participating, articulating, and maybe being involved in programs that maybe pertain to climate justice.
So through the partnership with SUSWATCH Kenya, at least for us, we are being, from the capacity strengthening that have been going, we've been taught about advocacy, and for now, at least as a group, we can talk and advocate for the rights of waste pickers, and their voices can be heard in the community.
Initially, many people did not understand these things. But now, at least when you go to the community, you won't find that when you go somewhere, at least you'll find one person or two people who know what you are talking about, because they've heard of this thing from you before, or from the advocacy that has been done in the community. But we are still moving on, because there's a lot that still needs to be done in the issue of advocacy, especially now that we are talking of funds that are supposed to come to the community to mitigate the issues of climate change. So you realize when we come together, there's that ease of work, and there's that reaching many audience or a bigger area of the community instead of just working as a person.